Hello! Today's class will be an introduction to Sun Salutation A, a foundational flow in vinyasa yoga. In the first section, I will be walking us through the Sun Salutation on each side, then we will repeat the flow, moving with the pace of our breath. Optional 1 or 2 yoga blocks today, you can set them at the top of your mat, and we will get started standing at the top of our mat in mountain pose. From our mountain pose, you can either bring big toes to touch, heels slightly separated, or maybe feet about hip or shoulder distance apart for a little more stability. Begin to ground down into the feet as you press down into the 4 corners of the feet, trying to keep the weight even. And on your next inhale, press into the feet. Sweep the arms up overhead as you lift your gaze. See if you can sip in a little more air, hold at the top. On your exhale, spread your arms out wide. We'll begin to make our way to a forward fold. You can swan dive forward. Soft bend in the knees. On your next inhale, we'll find a halfway lift. So inhale, see if you can bring your spine parallel towards the mat. Hands or fingertips can reach for the shins, quads, or maybe to the block set at the top of the mat. And pause here. Again, draw the belly in towards your spine. Engage the core as you lengthen the crown of the head forward. Try to find a nice, long, flat spine. On your exhale, lower the chest back down. We'll meet in a forward fold. You can plant the hands or fingertips down towards the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And we'll step our right leg back. We'll meet in a low runner's lunge. Pause here for a breath. Can you press into the mat, lengthen the crown of the head forward, again finding that length in the spine. On your exhale, we'll plant the hands, frame the left foot, step your left leg back to meet the right. We'll meet in a high plank. You have the option here to lower both knees down for the high plank. Pausing here, see if you can press the floor away, draw the belly in towards your spine, keep the core engaged. For this first one, we'll take a modified chaturanga by lowering the knees, chest, chin all the way down towards the mat. As you lower down, see if you can hug the elbows in tight, keep the belly, the core engaged as you lower all the way down onto the mat. Unravel the toes, press the tops of the feet in towards the mat. We'll make our way to a baby cobra. So hands underneath the shoulders, press tops of the feet down. On your inhale, engage the legs to lift the chest, gaze is forward and down, keep length in the back of the neck. Little to no weight in the hands here as you inhale, engage the spinal muscles. On your exhale, lower all the way back down to the belly. We'll meet on our mats. We'll make our way to downward facing dog. So keep the knees grounded, hands underneath the shoulders, press down into the mat, lift your chest, keep the core engaged. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, send your hips up and back. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Soft bend in the knees as you lengthen the hips up and back. See if you can shift the weight into the legs. And maybe taking some movement here, you can shake the head yes and no. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. On your next breath, we'll step the right foot between the hands. We'll meet in that low runner's lunge. And then plant the hands. Step your left foot forward to meet the right. We'll meet in a forward fold. On your next inhale, we'll take the halfway lift. So hands can come to shins, quads, or fingertips to blocks. And on your exhale, folding forward, soft bend in the knees, let the head hang heavy. Coming up to standing, press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. We'll take this to the other side. Press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Make your way to the halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. So on your inhale, lift your chest. See if you can bring the spine parallel towards the mat. Hands maybe to shins, quads, or fingertips to blocks. On your exhale, folding forward. Generous bend in the knees, plant the hands. This time we'll step our left leg back. We'll meet in a low runner's lunge. So right knee stacked up over ankle. Keep both legs engaged. This time press into the hands. Step your right leg back to meet the left. We'll meet in a high plank. Belly in towards the spine as you press the floor away. You have the option to take that first modification like we did to lower knees, chest, chin to come down to the belly. Or if you're with me, point your toes, shift your shoulders forward past the wrists. Keep drawing the belly in, engage the core. On your exhale, bend the elbows, keep the elbows in tight towards the ribs as you come down halfway to a low plank, making sure your shoulders don't come past the elbows. On your inhale, we'll meet in an upward facing dog. So flip the toes so tops of the feet are down into the mat. As you inhale, melt your chest between the biceps and then press the floor away as you straighten the arms, keeping a soft bend in the elbows. Gaze can stay forward or maybe lift. See if you can work the shoulders away. Keep the legs engaged as you press tops of the feet down, knees, thighs up off the mat. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes. Use your core to send your hips up and back, press into the hands, and give a generous bend in the knees to keep length in the spine. 3 breaths here. You can let the head hang heavy. Maybe gaze between the heels, feet about hip or shoulder distance apart. You can pedal out the legs. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. On your next breath, we'll bring the gaze forward between the hands and step your left foot between the hands. We'll pause here in a low runner's lunge. On your next breath, we'll meet in a forward fold. So press into the hands and step the right foot forward to meet the left, forward fold. Take a breath into halfway lift, flat spine, hands to shins or quads or fingertips to blocks. On your exhale, folding forward, soft bend in the knees, let the head hang heavy. Making our way to standing extended mountain pose, press into the feet, reverse swan dive as you sweep the arms up overhead, maybe lift your gaze, extend the arms up towards the sky. On your exhale, we'll bring hands to heart center, mountain pose. Take a moment to reconnect with the breath, maybe close the eyes. We'll repeat that sequence, one on each side. This time I'll cue us breath to movement. And feel free to go faster or slower as you need. When you're ready, we'll press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, forward fold, swan, diving forward. Take a breath in, halfway lift, flat spine, hands to shins, quads or blocks. Exhale, folding forward, soft bend in the knees, plant the hands. Right foot steps back, low runner's lunge. And then plant the hands, step the left leg back to meet the right, high plank, option 2, take the knees. Keep the core tight as you draw the belly in. On your exhale, you can lower knees, chest, chin, or high to low plank, hug the elbows in tight. On your next inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. See if you can find the little pause at the top, don't rush this. On your exhale, we'll make your way to downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. 2 breaths, breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale, and exhale. On your next breath, bring the gaze forward, right foot between the hands, low runner's lunge. When you're ready, we'll step the left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. Take a breath into halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold, empty the breath. Making your way to standing extended mountain pose. Inhale lifts you up, extend the arms up overhead. On your exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Full breath in, full breath out. Other side, press into the feet. Reach the arms up overhead, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Take a breath into halfway lift, flat spine. On your exhale, plant the hands. We'll step our left leg back, pause here, low runner's lunge. Plant the hands, step the right leg back to meet the left, option 2, take the knees. On your exhale, you can lower knees, chest, chin, or high to low plank. Keep hugging the elbows in tight. Inhaling, upward facing or baby cobra. On your exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, bring the gaze forward. Step the left foot forward between the hands. And then when you're ready, we'll step the right foot forward to meet the left. Take a breath into halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, empty and forward fold. Inhale brings you up to standing. Reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, hands to heart center in Tadasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today, and I hope to see you tomorrow for day 8.